Good morning, XOP, and a blessed day to all of you. Today, let us talk about being emptied to be filled again. Emptied to be filled again. But before we go to that, let us talk about the presence of God. We know that we have the presence of God inside us, and we can't get anything more than that. His presence is absolute, and it is already in us. Meaning, you can't get anything greater or get anything lesser than the presence of God already given to us. Wherever we go, the presence of God is there. Wherever we might be, the presence of God is there. He is an omnipresent God, and His presence will always be with us. But did it ever occur to you to pursue the presence of God? Is it confusing, like we already have the presence of God, yet why do we need to pursue His presence? Did you know that in the heart of God, we are made to crave for something more? You know, God is always blessing us on top of the blessings that He is already giving to us. And even though that we have already grace in us, He is still giving grace upon grace already given to us. His mercy is even new every morning. That's why when His mercy is residing in our lives already, He is still giving mercy on top of the mercy that was given to us. And when He gives favor to us, He gives favor upon favor already given to us. So He is a God of something more. So in His heart, His beloved daughters and sons should seek God for something more. If we already know that we have His presence, we seek more of His presence. If we want His blessing, we seek more of His blessing. But what if emptiness comes to your life? What would be your response if you are being emptied? Genesis 32:22 states the story about Jacob, where he needed to cross the river of Jabbok. This is the part where he is pursued by Esau in the front, and he is pursued by Laban at the back. So he was in a dire situation, and he sent out all his possessions before him, and he was left alone. The main reason why he proceeded with his possessions before him is that he wanted to use this as an incentive to give to Esau, because he had something that he did to him. And we know that he grabbed his blessings. We know that Jacob is a grabber of blessings, but not of his own, but his brothers. So, fast forward to that. Jacob was left alone in here. And then, in verse 24, Genesis 32, verse 24, a man wrestled with him. You know, the more I look at this verse, the more that I see Jesus. And you will see past the verses that it is stated there that Jacob had a face-to-face encounter with God and still lived. And we can see that the mercy of God is in here. And we can see Jesus clearly. Jesus revealed in the Old Testament. He demonstrated Himself as empty also. He emptied also Himself. He stripped Himself of His godliness and take the form of a man and wrestled with Jacob. He demonstrated Himself. He didn't just leave Jacob to be emptied, but He also Himself emptied Himself and wrestled with and struggled with Jacob. And we will know that his name was therefore changed from Jacob to Israel, meaning struggled with God. And this also states that in our struggles we are not alone. We're struggling with God, and God struggles with us. And there, it's as if that Jacob didn't know that he is already blessed, and yet he still grabbed God there, and he said, "I will not let you go until I get my blessing." You know, this is just a reminder to us to really seek God for something more, for something greater, for something far bigger, for something extraordinary. And do not be sad or do not worry or do not be anxious when we are empty, because when we are empty, there God will fill us again for something greater, for something better. Before, Jacob's name was a supplanter, and now he is named Israel, meaning he struggles with God. And he blessed him abundantly upon the blessings already given to him, and he made his name great. So, XOP, I hope you are blessed. Always seek God for something more, and you are emptied just to be filled again.